All right, we are back.
Good morning.
Woo!
Did we scare you? Did you think we weren't coming on?
Sanders was freaking out. Our executive producer goes, "Get your butts in the Younger Life Live studio, you two, right now." Good morning. I'm Rick Federici.
Good morning. I'm Mary Anthony.
Do you realize that you and I have been together now several months, and we kick into another new month today, May?
I know. And, you know, we're going into our 4th month of doing this. This has been so much fun, too.
Do you like working with me?
I love working with you. Yeah. And I'm having so much fun. Like I've said many, many times, I feel like I'm always learning new little things to just try this, try that. And it's opening my mind to a few different things.
Absolutely,
and I like it.
great.
You know, it's a blast. I'm really having a good time.
I'm so glad that we've had the chance not to be a dork or be wishy-washy, but I'm glad we've had the pleasure of not only working with each other, and we kind of got put into the situation.
Right.
And
well, we didn't know each other.
At all.
Right.
And you work with folks and you're out there on different levels, whether it's radio or TV or something like this with Younger Life. And you will know immediately if you bond or get along, and you are that kind of person. Your husband's wonderful. Your children, I feel, our families have bonded.
I feel like we've known each other for a lot longer than we have. So that's really, really nice and makes it so much fun.
You're the old guy, Rick.
Oh, not hardly, please. Please.
Sanders, of course, wonderful to have him aboard as well.
I know.
A great executive producer. And thanks to the tech team on the LaPorte Hospital side, because, whether it's Steve Elkins, whether it's Brendan Scott, whether it's Maddie, whether it's Stacy, that whole team is just phenomenal. And I have to tell you, I had so much fun with you on Friday. Let's start there today.
Okay, good. Yeah, we're hoping to air that piece this week is what we're kind of trying to nail down for sure. But, a lot more goes into that than just the taping of the editing and all that stuff. Sure. So we're trying to get that. Friday, we were able to go on a little field trip to the LaPorte County Public Library, and we were more or less focusing on the mobile unit, which is the bookmobile.
Yeah.
Is the other name for it. So we get to be in there and learn all about it. And it really is fascinating. I remember the bookmobile literally my whole life. And we got to actually see a picture of one of the first bookmobiles. It was from the 40s, the 1940s. It was. I mean, that's incredible. And so it's just neat. And it's the same kind of theory, but it's grown so much. And that's why now it's called the mobile library versus the bookmobile, because they do so much more than books. And they don't want to turn people away by thinking that they don't.
It reminded me of an old giant ice cream truck, Mary.
That's exactly what it reminds me of.
The dairy truck from the neighborhoods of yesteryear.
It's really, really cool. And we had so much fun. And honestly, it flew by taping there. I mean, we were done and thinking, wow. I mean, there was just so much to get into. And the library always has great programs. So we touched base on a couple of their other outreach programs and even the summer reading program. And, with the LaPorte main branch going through a little facelift kind of thing, a little bit of improvements, they're actually temporarily going to be moving out. And so we discussed that a little bit. So definitely stay tuned. We've got a packed full week.
I cannot wait to kind of evolve and delve into some of the neat things that we've got coming up on Younger Life. By the way, you could podcast it. You could youtube.com it right now if you want to see it live. And actually, we've moved into another level with that, which we will continue to keep you updated. We've got massive events coming up where we are actually going to be live out and about, and we're going to produce some other great pieces. A lot of people now are asking about another bike ride. I'm just letting you know.
I know.
I had several people chiming in already today about that.
We're trying to nail down a date for a family ride, a larger group ride, so the families could come instead of middle of the day. We're kind of gearing it towards a Sunday afternoon, and we're really hoping to get that in before the end of this month. So
I would love that.
I'm kind of waiting to hear back from the tech side just to make sure that we can coordinate it all. So.
And I want to make sure that I would love to go on this ride, but then really do something neat when it comes to taping it, because the last time Brendan did a phenomenal job. His parents' truck with the GoPro.
I loved that.
And just the way they produced it, I thought it was just a great
The music behind it was cool. It was fun. It's so good. I'm always impressed by that, especially since I'm not very technologically advanced at all. Well, I struggle there. So I think it's always cool to see it.
You've got a cool helmet. Don't you have on your brand new helmet from the bike stop in Michigan City a light?
I do on the back. It's on the back.
So why don't we just connect the GoPro to your head?
I'm fine with that.
I'm too.
Yeah, I think that would be cool.
Is that a wireless apparatus too?
Yeah, they are.
I think that'd be really cool.
I think really, I'm just excited to do it. But we definitely want to release a date so people can start planning for it. And next month, now I can say next month, which sounds crazy when we're talking June, but that's going to be a group hike that Stacy Kellogg from the LaPorte Hospital, who's an avid backpacker,
Wonderful.
we're kind of trying to coordinate that too. So
is that going to be something we're going to do during the day, you think?
No, I think she said that will actually be in the evening or in the late afternoon.
Great.
And I believe she said for those that actually are backpackers and would like to try to maybe post camp for the night, that we could do a little bonfire and stuff. And
I'm going to be real honest with you right now.
Yeah, we're not spending the night.
I'm not spending the night just because of my commitments to the radio side of life.
Yeah.
Even if it was a weekend, just because of all my gigs.
Right.
I think it'd be awesome, but I definitely want to partake in the hike.
Oh, absolutely. I think it'll be a blast. And I know my kids are really excited about this. Since we started in January and had talked to Stacy about it the very first time.
Sure.
My kids are thrilled with the thought of it. So, it's an adventure that we can do here at home, which is really nice. So
Agree. We're going to keep you guys updated on those hikes and bike rides and fun things like that. One of the other things that I wanted to throw out there, and we could expand on this coming up a little bit later on this hour, the food intake this weekend was absolutely phenomenal. I was good, but I also tried out some new, healthier things. And I made for the very first time for my daughter Devin and her friends. Now, Devin's had them with us at our family, but the cool Greek yogurt smoothies that Ricky Federici made for us in studio. And they just freaked out because I put mangoes, I put blueberries, I put so many great fruit type items.
So good for them
too.
too.
Smooth. It was so good.
Sneak some spinach in there. I'm telling you, they won't even know it. Just don't do it in a crappy blender like mine. Remember those things got tighter, the stems tied up around the bottom of mine.
Can I throw some out there to you? Because I think you're going to appreciate this. And I learned so much from not only my daughter Devin, but we learned from our children.
Oh, absolutely.
I took the blender, and Devin said to me, because she's in cooking class, she's a senior in high school, but she loves her culinary stuff. She loves it. Outside of wanting to be a nurse and all the other stuff, she's all about that. She took apart the blender, and I didn't even realize, and I'm not being a dork, I'm a margarita kid, so I'm using blenders for different things all the time. She took apart the blender, but she did it in such a way where there were 5 pieces to this high-end blender. She took it apart. She soaked it. She soaped it. She did everything to it. But I was very proud of her that she actually did that. I mean, I know it sounds weird, but
and how nice and sanitary knowing that you're next time you use it. I mean, really, that's a big deal. You think you clean it, and a blender is difficult to clean only because the tines are so sharp anyway. You know what I mean? So, to clean it and to actually take it apart. Bravo her. It always impresses me, the things you tell me that she does in the kitchen, because I know my own children have very little interest in that. You know what I mean? They have very little interest in saying, they like to help out to a point as far as cooking and stuff, but they aren't dying to get in there and try new things. And it's funny, I typically am not either. I don't love to cook. I don't hate cooking. It's just not a passion of mine. I'll try new things. I'm all for it, but I don't desire to hang out in the kitchen and try new stuff.
I have to tell you though, since I've known you, since I've been introduced to you over the last, let's say 2016, you have you're blowing everybody's butt away in this place. I mean, you're coming with cool, fresh desserts and
I'll definitely try things.
I mean, you're
this weekend, actually yesterday for lunch, in between our morning church stuff and then going to basketball in the afternoon for my daughter who had a game. We went home and made lunch, and I said, we're just going to have sandwiches for lunch. But I wasn't really sure what I wanted, so I wanted something different. So I had read a recipe on a stuffed pepper, but it's stuffed with tuna and brown rice. So it's a little more healthy than a typical stuffed pepper. And it just had onions and garlic and fresh basil and the tuna and a little bit of shredded cheese.
Was the tuna... was it like a white in
water
or a white in
It was
oil?
packed. So it was totally drained and everything.
Nice.
It was the healthiest you could buy as far as the tuna goes. And it was delicious. Now, no one else in my family wanted it. They don't love peppers I do.
Do you eat the pepper? Is that pepper going to be cold when you core it?
Well, I pulled it out of the fridge. I washed it, cut the top off, cored it out.
Yeah.
Yep. And then you make them, I sauteed a little bit. So when you chop off the top, you cut around the stem and you dice up that little bit of green pepper that's there with it. So I sauteed that up, and I didn't use anything at all except it said you could use olive oil, but instead on my just on my little bitty skillet. I call it my egg skillet because it's my little tiny one, my little pan. I just put some olive oil cooking spray. So I didn't even dump any olive oil in there. And I didn't even put salt on it. I put a little tiny bit of pepper on it, and I put a little bit of garlic in there.
Oh, that sounds heavenly.
And sauteed the onions, the peppers, and the garlic in that. And then I made the brown rice. And I cheated. I made it in the microwave, so it was pretty easy, you know. And then I mixed that up and mixed in the tuna and then stuffed it in the pepper, and then you bake it for about 15 minutes. And then you put a little bit of shredded cheese on it and put it back in there. It was delicious. I mean, it was delicious. And it was so satisfying. I kept telling my family, only one of my other kids likes green pepper.
I love peppers.
I do too. I love green pepper.
Always have.
So she likes it raw. So she was eating a little bit of the pepper, but nobody else likes onions. So I even offered to leave the onions out if anybody wanted to share it with me, but they didn't. So I chocked that baby full when they said they didn't want any. I love onions. So
now, does your hub Jeremy like that kind of stuff?
He's not a big fan of green peppers, but he'll eat stuffed peppers if it's meat.
I was going to say I grew up eating stuffed peppers, meat style.
Yeah.
With a little bit of rice, but the white rice and then meat. But as we evolve,
and
that brown rice is good too. Now, do you buy the rice brown?
I did. I buy regular. It's a box of brown rice, is what it is, and it is. It's. I don't want to say chewier, but in a way, I feel like it's heartier. I like it better than. It's not as sticky as the white rice, though, which I know when you're eating with chopsticks, which we do whenever we eat rice stuff. The kids love that. It just puts a little flair in there. We use chopsticks, but it's not as easy to do that with brown rice.
Absolutely, no.
But still, it was delicious, and I was really proud of myself. It was very healthy and very filling. Is that our phone?
No.
Okay. I heard a phone.
That's Studio B.
All right, good deal. So, it was very good, and I thought, well, bravo. I was trying something new. It didn't take a terribly long time, and it was very healthy. So, again, always learning new things and trying new, but I don't desire really to hang out in the kitchen where I think Devin, that's what's impressive, is she actually likes it.
She makes a big mess in the kitchen. Which, you know what? If she makes, I clean. And same thing with Norma. So we all were bonding and helping. One of the cool things we did this weekend, too, speaking of great food, we got up, we went to bed late on Saturday after many different things going on during the day and packing and just doing crazy stuff. Yeah. So Norm and I said, we usually go, depending upon the gigs and what's going on, we usually go to Saturday Mass, or we go, and we have several parishes we play with. Right. Just because it is what it is.
You got to make it convenient.
And I go every week. So you're absolutely right. I'm glad you said that. Thank you. So we wake up super early on Sunday, early for Norma. It was probably, and when she says I'm going to sleep in, if she gets 5:30, 5:45, 6, that's late. So we woke up about 5:45, and I looked at her, I'm like, do you want to go to 7 o'clock Mass at this one parish? She goes, no, but you know what I could really go for? And I looked at her and I go, you want scrambled eggs, don't you? She said, yes. So I made eggs, but what I do with my eggs to fluff them is I put a little bit of water on the bottom of the bowl. Okay. So I used 6 eggs. So there was both of us. It was like 3. They were small eggs. Yeah. So 3 each. But I put olive oil, just a little bit on the bottom of the pan, threw that in there. But I also used, it's funny you brought up, we used fresh onion in there, a little bit of garlic powder, and then a couple of other things, some peppers. But we want a little snap on our peppers. So we'll wait to the very end. Oh, yeah. But Norma wanted, and I don't know if this is good or bad, but I don't think it's that bad, Chihuahua cheese. So we put the Chihuahua cheese in there. Yum. And we just ate it like that. Cheese is something I say is never bad. I agree. If it's the yellow cheese, we won't touch now. I do. Not on a regular basis as much. I mean, I tried, although I love cheese pretty much of any sort. I mean, I'm a cheese girl. That's one thing I don't think I could ever give up. But now, I think that sounds fantastic. And I thought you were going to say you went out to eat, but you know what? Sometimes making it at home, way better. It is sometimes more affordable. Well, not even of course it's more affordable, but I mean, don't you just find that you can cook it how you like it. You know what I mean? So it's just nice. All right, pull that up, young Sanders. Let's see what we got. Here we go. I want to throw this out there to you. As we look at this, people want to get healthier. Someone just texted into Sanders, our producer, of course, here at Younger Life. And a couple of the things that they were talking about, Mexican queso Chihuahua cheese. That's exactly what we had. Here are the calories per serving. Are you ready? No, I don't want to know. 105 calories. Total fat, but I don't know if this is... What's the serving size? Serving size, one slice.
That's pretty normal for
We
cheese,
had
though.
in 6 eggs, we put in 2.5 slices.
Yeah.
So you figure
So
that's 105, that's 210, 210 and
We each had
50.
130 calories
Right.
of cheese.
Calories from fat, 75. Total fat, 8.3 grams per serving. Now, is that bad fat, Sanders? I don't know. Is that bad fat there, young lady?
This is where we need our dietitian.
Okay. Sodium, potassium, carbs, nothing. Protein, 6 grams on each slice. So
Yeah.
I don't think that that's bad. Okay, so someone just said, what about the mono-saturated fat? 2.
Well, I don't think mono is the worst. I think it's
2.4.
Yeah,
That ain't bad?
I don't think the mono is what we were worried about.
Okay. Okay, that's good fats.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
I'm all
good.
about this.
Again, cheese is something I mean,
I like hanging with
not
you too
giving it
because
up.
you'll tell me no matter what that cheese is good for me.
I'm just going to tell you, even if it isn't, go for it, man. Cheese is good. The rest of your meal was good for you.
I'm liking that.
So did you have anything with the scrambled eggs though?
Well, what we
Any
did is
meat?
we had that's how I started out. So I made some coffee for us, black silk, black style. Now she tosses a little bit of her Italian cream in there. I don't put anything in there. I splash 2.5 or the skim milk rather.
Oh, yeah,
I was gonna
okay.
say 2.5, 2%.
Yeah,
Skim milk.
I gotcha.
Although it looks like water, but I splash into there 0 calories, 0 everything, vanilla type syrup. And I know that there's nothing bad in it. It's 0 straight across the board. Sometimes I use that here, but then on the side with that, after we had that, all I did was I just had a little bowl of just plain vanilla Greek yogurt because I didn't want to have anything. We were going to church.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to.
I think that none of that was bad for you.
I'm
That's
trying
good.
to do my portions where I'm doing like, let's just say instead of 3 meals,
I know
I'll
you-
do 4 or 5 a day.
Well, and
pull
Monday when we have, next Monday, when we have Jackie, Jenny, and Dwayne.
A week
then
from
it's
today.
The dreaded,
The
you
weigh-in?
know. Yeah, just, your own private way and nobody has to see it, but then you just have to let us know if you've gone up, gone down, or stayed the same. And last time I was down 2 pounds, man, and I do not want to
Do you
lose it.
feel like, great things? Do
No,
you feel like
not yet.
Okay. Here
Not yet.
Okay, so let's look at out of women's health. This is a
Okay.
great thing about eggs. Whole eggs are one of the best sources of nutrients. One large egg has about 30% of your RDA. A study published this year found that women with a high intake of, is that choline, CHOLINE?
Yeah, I
I'd
think
say
so.
choline.
Me
Okay.
too.
Thank you, everybody. 24% less likely to get breast cancer.
Wow.
24% less likely to get breast cancer. Note, choline is found mostly in the yolk, so feel free, it says, to ditch the egg white and the egg white omelets. Now,
Wow.
are you an egg white
I'm like an
gal?
egg white gal. I love
Yeah.
egg whites.
My brothers love their egg whites.
I do too.
Mm-hmm.
I love the egg whites. So it would be
So
hard
do you
for
ever
me.
make egg salad sandwiches?
I don't, only because personally, and I'll tell you why I don't like mayonnaise. I am a weirdo when it comes to
You had
mayonnaise.
mentioned that before.
I am mayonnaise repulses me. I really cannot stand it. So I'll gag just smelling it. Isn't that ridiculous? But it's
Do you
just
know,
one thing I don't like.
I did not know this. Someone just chimed in on an instant text. Egg yolks are also high in a couple of different, items. One of them being lutein, and from what I understand, and zeaxanthin or something like that. But these two antioxidants have shown to ward off macular degeneration for the
Wow,
eyes.
that's fantastic.
Yeah,
And I'm blind as a bat already, so that's probably something I really should
Do
make
you
sure.
wear contacts?
Contacts and glasses. I have since second
Wow.
grade. Yeah, so I
And
definitely.
your eyes are still that color?
Oh, these are my natural eyes. They're clear. I buy clear. Now, in high school once, I did go through a phase where I wanted to try colored contacts.
Rock on, sister.
So
I think that's
did.
cool.
I did try colored contacts for a while, but I don't. I wear clear now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just cheaper. So we all have blue eyes, actually. My mom and dad, my sister and I. So.
You ready for this one? Mm-hmm. Benefits of eating green peppers.
Oh, sweet. Let's hear it.
Are you ready for this?
I am. I'm ready.
Okay, because you and I are both green peppers. Now,
Yeah.
do you like peppers that are yellow, red, orange.
I will eat the others, but I really don't. I really love green bell peppers. I could eat those. I could snack on those every day. And the other peppers, I'm not as crazy about. So I mean, I'll eat them. You know, like those bags of sweet peppers you can buy just as like snackers.
The little ones.
Yeah, the little ones. I will snack on them, and I enjoy them, but I don't love them. Where the green bell pepper, sometimes I crave it. I go just snack on it. I love it.
All right, listen to this one.
Let's hear it.
An update from your family at Younger Life.
Yes.
A fresh, crisp green bell pepper is a tasty veggie, which we all know that can be a regular part of your healthy eating plan. This vegetable low in calories and contains 0 grams of fat.
Sweet.
And a good supply of vitamins and minerals, which we knew. Their mildly sweet flavor makes green bell peppers versatile enough to basically include a wide variety of nutritious recipes. I want to throw this up there. A 1 cup serving of green bell peppers contains 2.5 grams of fiber toward the daily recommendation of 21 to 25 grams for women.
Wow.
And 30 to 38 grams for men. I did not know this till right now.
I didn't eat. I mean, I knew they had fiber in them, but I wasn't for sure.
Wow.
That's fantastic. You know, we know they're healthy. Any diet that involves fruits and vegetables and a wide variety of colors, the deeper the colors like that, the more antioxidants and stuff they typically contain. I remember learning that in school. You know, so you should try to get a rainbow going on your plate.
I'm all about the rainbow.
It's better for you, you know. And so I think it's always interesting though to hear the plain
How
facts.
about this
I love
one?
how low in calories they are.
They say when you take in enough fiber on a daily basis, your digestive system works more efficiently, which means you're less likely to get constipated.
Right.
Or develop hemorrhoids. Now, I did not know that. Getting enough fiber reduces your risk of heart disease and diabetes as well. Fiber might also help you lose weight or maintain a healthy weight because it keeps you full, and which can actually prevent you, obviously, from eating too much. I got to tell you, something happened over the weekend to me, and I wanted to throw this out there. I had, and this is really bad, I went after I had a wonderful Thai salad during my lunch over the weekend, and it was a small bowl. All the stuff was in there, so it was chicken Thai salad. It was a flatbread with it, so it was a half and half. I ate it, and I said, and Devin, and we all said, hey, let's go get some frozen yogurt.
Yeah.
Here's what happened. We went to a different frozen yogurt place. I literally had one swirl. So I'm literally talking 3-4 spoonfuls. I didn't have anything crazy, no toppings on it. I ate this, and for the next day, so this is Saturday, I literally was hungry nonstop. And I remember in my head, beating in my head while trying to lose weight, that if you have any type of sugar, it makes you...
It does, makes you crave more.
Oh my gosh, Mary, I couldn't believe it.
Really?
I literally said to Norma, I have to like chill out here because something's going on with me. And then I realized, oh my gosh, that frozen yogurt that I had, was that just pumped full? Because it says it's good for you, but I had to have sugar.
Well, you know, talking about sugar, it's interesting to point out that, sugar we know is extremely addictive. You know, we've talked about the documentary Fed Up before, which is a fascinating documentary, but it actually shows how addictive sugar is. And I was going to buy the stuff to make the little energy balls that Sue Klebeck has taught us to make. My family loves them. My younger ones think they're cookie dough, so, you know, whatever, they're very good for them, and we go for it. They taste
awesome.
So, well, you know, Jeremy had mentioned them the other day, and I said, you know, I've been craving them, so we had to stop at the store, fit it in yesterday evening, and I said we were at a different store than I typically would pick up my groceries, especially when I know I'm looking for healthy stuff, so I was at a different spot, but I thought, surely I'll be able to find a peanut butter that is, there's so many that say all natural peanut butter.
Yes.
Now, the one I typically buy it's a local store brand itself, and it literally is peanuts and salt. That's all that's in it. Peanuts and salt. So, I thought surely there's so many that say natural or organic, you know, all these things. And so I was reading the labels, which is newer for me since doing this. But I thought surely I could find one. I could not find one. They all had something else added in it, and so many of them would say, all these all natural ones would say peanuts, sugar, and salt.
That's crazy.
And you think, why are they adding sugar? Because you don't need it, because the one that I buy is, again, it's just a local store brand, but it is it tastes just like normal peanut butter, so why are they adding more sugar? So I was really surprised, so I tried not to get it. The one I ended up getting is it is peanuts, and it said dried sugar cane. So at least I felt like reading it, it was a little more natural form versus, and then a little bit of salt, which was, again, to be expected. But
Yes.
and I haven't tasted it yet because I haven't made them. I'm making them today.
Is that one where you're going to stir it up?
You do have to stir them.
Yeah.
You know, you do have to stir them, but this one says no stir, but they all say that. So, you know.
Well, can I throw this out there to you? Devin, and I think I said this a few weeks ago, but she got this stuff called, it looks like a peanut butter, but it was called almond butter.
Yeah, there's all kinds of those out now, too.
And it was not only phenomenal, but I could tell a difference in the taste right away.
Yeah, they're good. And
You know what I'm
especially if
saying?
you're just, reading the labels. And that's what we're always learning more about. And I think, of course, we can't harp on it every single day, but I think it is eye-opening at times when we do get to finally touch base with our dietitians or something. It's eye-opening to realize that simple little change. It's important to point out that Sue, who is not a dietitian, but she's the one that suffered sudden cardiac arrest and died from it and was brought back. Hydrogenated oils are terrible for your heart. And so she's pointed out on normal peanut butter brands, it's not going to say trans fats or whatever, but it's going to say that hydrogenated oil. And she said, anytime you see that, it's terrible for you. It's amazing. Even on some of the all natural peanut butters that I was finding, it would say under 2% of hydrogenated oils. And you think that's exactly what you're not supposed to have. And these ones are still claiming natural. And I think that's terrible. So I didn't find the brand I normally get, because again, that's a store specific brand, but I did find as close as I could. So I was happy with that. And I'm interested to try it. I'll try it today when I make them at home. But
what are you going to make with it? Like
those little energy balls.
And
you use peanut butter in those.
Yes.
And
I didn't. Okay, that's good.
so that's why I was trying to look for the healthiest peanut butter, because everything else is very healthy. You're talking very little bits of dark chocolate chips is what I buy, dark chocolate chips, and there's not even much in there. And then it's ground flaxseed, and it's oats, and a little bit of vanilla and all natural honey. Local honey's always better, Yeah, and
Love
whatever. So the peanut butter, I try to buy the healthiest form of the peanut butter because that's the thing that you typically can't control as much. But I was just surprised to see that was harder to find.
I
was
wonder
shocked.
if there's a list of foods, just because we're talking about this, that would make us here on Younger Life a little bit hungrier. Like if you ate A, would this make you hungry? Like, for example, the 10 or the 20. How about this one? Here, out of health world, the 11 foods that make you hungry. Let's pop this bad boy up. Let's talk about this for a moment, if you don't mind. All right. So, are you ready for the first one here? White bread makes you hungry. This is bad. This is an eye opener. The white flour used to bake white bread has been stripped of its outer shell, the brain, which depletes the grain's feel full fiber content. Say that 10 times. Eating it spikes your insulin levels, according to Dr. Nicotis. This comes right out of Healthy and Happy. Let's go for number 2. Juices. Oh my gosh, this was my weekend.
Yeah.
So here's what I do. I'll do the Greek yogurt, the vanilla.
Yeah.
I'll put in there blueberries fresh or the frozen.
Yeah, but that's not juice.
Okay, but wait. I splash in there Trop 50, the orange juice.
I think Trop 50 is fine, especially.
But it's the half the calorie ones too.
Well, it is. And it's actually reduced sugar.
Right.
It's a great form of orange juice. I know orange juice actually irritates one of my son's stomachs a lot. So we buy Trop 50 only anymore.
I love Trop 50.
And it's delicious. But again, it's not like you're chugging down a glass of it either. It's just splashed into a very healthy smoothie. So I don't think in that case that would trigger hunger. Okay. You know what I mean? The smoothie would fix that.
This says juices. And then it says juicing is all the rage.
It is.
But those healthy drinks contain all the sugar of your favorite fruit, but none of the fiber containing pulp or skin.
Very true.
That means drinking a glass of juice can shoot your blood sugar levels up and then back down again, bringing on a hunger thing, according to Mitzi Dillon, who we should have on. Mitzi's an RD, author of the Pinterest diet, How to Pin Your Way Thin. You better bet blending a smoothie using whole fruit instead and mixing in a scoop of protein powder or nut butter to help balance your blood sugar and boost safely. Just be sure you stay clear of the sugary stuff.
It's a good point. Even we buy no sugar added applesauces and apple juice if we're going to drink that. But the thing is it's very true. You get none of the fiber that you would from eating the apple, the skin, and just the action of it versus chugging down a glass of juice. Because my kids love apple juice and orange juice.
Love apple juice.
Again, we have to go to, and you know what's funny? When I'm sick or have a bad sore throat, I like an icy glass of apple juice. I always have. If I've been nauseous, anything, post having all my babies, I'm C-section, so there's always risk of nausea and stuff. I would sip glasses of apple juice. I love that. But again, it isn't filling. And, you think for someone that's diabetic, especially type 1 diabetes, I know I have a couple cousins that are severe type 1 diabetics, that they were diagnosed as very young children. If their blood sugar would bottom out, they would say, get them a glass of apple juice. And you think because there's all that sugar in there, but there's no fiber to make you feel full, it's just going to shoot that sugar, your glucose level up. So that's a very good point, because that's something we do. I try to steer clear of juices only because I am trying harder to pay attention to calories. And I think I'd rather eat my calories than drink them, unless it's a glass of wine or something that I'm celebrating. I plan for that. I'm going to work that into my calories. But I mean, the rest of it, I think it's important to point out. I like that. I'm interested. What's next?
Salty snacks.
That's so true.
There's a reason why you crave something sweet after polishing off a bag of chips.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pretzels.
Even after dinner.
Yeah.
You have dinner and you're ready for something sweet. That's why. I mean, it triggers it. That's interesting.
I didn't realize the spin on this until today, where it sparks or it spikes your insulin. It says chips, pretzels, and salty snacks mixes are a little bit more than quick digesting simple carbs, which can spur insulin highs and subsequent lows, according to this doc. And since your taste buds and brain link fast acting energy and sweet food, it's common to have a craving for something sweet once you finish your salty nosh. Now, the latest craze of the last several years, as you and I both know, is that salty sweet mix. Not always healthy.
We've always done sweet and salty mix. It's funny. We do, like, the most common snacks we've always set out as a family. We'll have, like, say we're watching a movie, anything, something sweet, something salty, and then I say something cold, meaning either fruit or vegetables on a plate. Like, that's just our normal. We've always done that. And, a lot of times something salty is popcorn or pretzels. And, it does, they complement one another. It does seem like it hits all those taste buds. But it will absolutely trigger another craving, that's for sure. So if you do get that craving, it's okay, I think, to have a little bit of that as long as you keep it in check. I think it would be really easy to not, keep it in check. But it definitely is true. What's next? What else is going to make me hungry?
One? There's a giant motherload double burger on this next one. Fast food. Listen to this one. Pretty much every ingredient behind a fast food counter is designed to make you supersize your meal. For instance, trans fat inflames the gut, potentially impairing the body's ability to produce appetite-controlling neurotransmitters such as dopamine and serotonin. This is according to Dr. Dakatis. Meanwhile, the GI tract absorbs high fructose corn syrup, commonly found in like buns and condiments and desserts, obviously quickly causing insulin spikes and even bigger hunger pangs. Lastly, fast foods, huge helpings of salt can spur dehydration. Wow, this is like
so true. That's why you're sucking down an entire huge soda or something,
Yeah, that's really bad for you.
Oh, horrible.
Wicked.
I think probably, there's a ton I've learned while we've been doing Younger Life, but the most obvious to me is how poor fast food is for us. Even when you think you're making better choices. And that's what I've been doing there are times we go through fast food. We are very busy, and I wish that never was the case, but there are times that we do. And when we do, I try to read through like the calories or it's nothing's funnier than to go through a drive-thru and say, can I get a nutritional facts? And they hate when I do that, but I do that because I feel like then I can plan for it a little bit better to say next time we're going through, this has lower sodium and lower calories, or I could get
less
more of
fat.
this and have So I try to do that. I mean, really none of it is. I'm shocked that it's all designed to be bad for you, and I know that is terrible to feel like we're pointing the finger at all fast food chains, I realize they attempt to make healthier options, but even the healthier options are options that you really try to stay away from. You know what I mean?
Can I tell you what really got me after you turned me on to that movie, Fed Up? Recently, we watched it, and I literally got choked up when the young children in there, after the presidents were speaking, and you realize how screwed up across America and quite honestly across the world.
Absolutely.
How bad that some of the lunches are for these children, and what some of the folks are trying to do out there to help to get it to the next level. But some of these kids, because they are making their own choices, they go in line and they're getting A, B, C, and D, whatever that is. I'm not going to throw it out there.
Yeah.
But also these school systems, I'm not talking about local, I'm talking everywhere in the world,
countrywide,
are letting these children make decisions with these high-end, when I say this, fast food places that are the biggest ones, and they're serving, whether it's pizza, burgers. I mean, I was so blown away.
This is the really, I know, it's an incredible documentary, and I think it's eye-opening.
A must-watch.
It's not one you have to watch and then go, I'm never again going to eat that. It just gives you such a true perspective.
Yes.
It really does. I have mixed feelings about the lunches, and the reason why is I feel like certainly you don't want your kids to eat garbage and to choose garbage. But on the flip side of that, I know, when there was new regulations within my own children's school, new regulations, they had to take this away and that away and do this and do that. My children would come home famished, and I would say, what is the matter? I don't like it. I know that it's better for them. But the thing is, I still want my kid to eat, and I still want them to eat. So we kind of went to, well, for a while, it's inconvenient and a pain in the butt, but we're going to look at the lunch menu. And if you don't like it, I'd rather make something at home that I know you're going to eat. Even if you have a little bit of that sweet and that salty, make sure that you're have healthy too. You know what I mean? So it's a little more well-rounded, but we would make it at home. So it's kind of inconvenient, but I think it's sad for the kids that don't have that option at home, or someone helping them make things at home that are stuck in a situation where it's either maybe healthier food, but they don't enjoy it as much. So they're just not eating, which is bad for them too on so many levels, especially when their brains are growing like they are, and you're trying to get them to learn and engage, or eating garbage, which is terrible for them too. So, I mean, I feel like that is a really difficult argument on either side. I think that's a struggle no matter what. The best thing we can do is try to teach our kids at home and give them the option to take lunch if they need to.
Here's our Northwest Indiana correspondent, Jackie, who's going to be joining us a week from today.
Yes.
Now, most fast food restaurants, Mary, will make your sandwiches into lettuce wraps if you request them, making it a little bit healthier. So that's just a good point. A spin on that.
I've never asked that. That is great. Thanks, Jackie. I've never actually asked. What I do a lot of times is I'll just take off part of the bun, top or bottom, and use lettuce on the other half.
In the last year,
that's neat, though. I've never thought to ask that.
You know what you do, and I hate to say this, it's not littering, because you know that the
birds isn't littering.
I throw it out the window.
That's fine. We've had many discussions in our vehicle about with the younger ones, what's littering versus not littering, because they think, I've caught my youngest trying to throw a straw out the window, and I say,
littering.
That's littering.
Right.
That's littering. Yeah, but why can you throw French fries out? Well, you know why? Because the animals are going to eat them. We're not. It's not going to ruin the earth. You know what I mean? So it is a fine line. We've had many discussions over that. But thanks, Jackie. I've never thought to ask that for the cases where we kind of are stuck doing that.
You're not going to like this next part of Healthy and Happy, because we're doing the top 11 things in this hour, among other things that make you hungry. Thank you, Sanders. I'm not going to like this either, but I have to say the big A, alcohol. I did not know this.
I totally knew that. I drink, and it makes me get the munchies like crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Alcohol doesn't just lower your healthy eating resolve, it downright makes you hungrier. According to research published in Alcohol and Alcoholism, just 3 servings can slash your body's level of leptin, a hormone designed to squash hunger and keep you feeling full by 30%. Quote, alcohol can also deplete your body's carbs and stores called glycogen, causing you to crave carbs in order to replace what was lost, according to Doc. And if you find yourself craving salty snacks, dehydration and a loss of electrolytes may be at work.
Yeah, that stinks. I do. I do notice that I will get a little bit of munchies or crave a handful of.
You really, when
pretzels.
you drink?
Yeah.
Even wine?
Wine, I typically don't have a glass of wine until late at night. So at that time, too, your body naturally, you kind of lose the hormone. You kind of have that boredom thing going on where you don't necessarily feel full, but you think you're hungry. Or you're really tired and you think you're hungry. So if I have a glass of wine late at night, occasionally, it'll make me really crave. I have to make a mental, like a conscious effort to not go grab a handful of pretzels or something to go with it.
I have to tell you, not to be weird, but I love wine and I like, mixed drinks occasionally. But I will tell you, when I drink wine, and this is just me, I almost don't want to ruin the taste
Oh, yeah.
of the wine because I want to just...
I'm
not a mafia, and I just enjoy having a glass of wine with my wife or whatever.
Certainly.
And I don't want to have anything near it.
Well, it's funny that I find lots of things complement wine. So there are some it's a psychological thing. I have to tell myself, just stay away from it, so.
Are you ready for the next one?
I am.
Number 7. White pasta. Does that make sense to you?
That does make sense, I think. It's the same thing with the white bread, pretty much.
Oh my gosh, you're all over that. That's the first line. Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. I'm not a doctor, but look what I've learned from Younger Life since being here.
You're awesome. White pasta packs all the same problems as white bread, but it does deserve its own mention as a hunger offender because it is so easy to eat far too much of it. A standard serving size of cooked pasta is just a half a cup cooked, but restaurants regularly serve up to 4 cups in a single entree. I can tell you, there are so many restaurants out there that, man, when you order a pasta, they give you so much because it's so cheap for them to make it that you'll eat, like you said, you're eating the bread, then you're eating the pasta. That's like so bad for you.
Well, and even, again, we've talked about this before. It's been brought up. You know what? That's a great time to practice the habit of when your food gets delivered, cut that baby in half, that serving in half and ask for a box right away and put that away. Is
that the theory? Does this the theory goes with in moderation? You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you got pasta from, let's say you went to a nice Italian place and you're not eating the bread and you're drinking water, but you have a pasta.
I think even if you are eating the bread, as long as it's not something that you're going to do once a week or a couple times a week, as long as you're, as far as going out to a nice restaurant like that, just take half of it home. Have one piece of bread and not 2. Cut that serving plate because it is heaping typically.
You are going to laugh right now.
Uh-oh.
You would not believe who the sponsor of this segment is. I'm not going to say them, but they are a place that sells donuts and they have coffee that is...
How funny.
Okay. Here, when you overload your body with simple carbs, your pancreas goes into overdrive, churning out insulin, and soon you've produced so much of the sugar managing hormone that your blood sugar levels are low and you're just going nuts so hungry. And consider this, what are you pouring over your pasta? If it's a store-bought sauce, then it probably contains even more hunger-spiking sugar. That was in Fed Up. I was freaked out on that whole thing.
It's crazy how much sugar is put in everything, and you really don't think about it
at all
until it's in your face like that, and then it is shocking. It's eye-opening.
Okay, I'm just blown away on this next one.
Okay,
I am so blown away. I did not realize this. It's MSG, also known as monosodium glutamate, is a flavor enhancer best known for being added to Chinese food.
So true.
I thought Chinese food was supposed to be all right for you, even though some of it's like, are egg rolls considered Chinese?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
my husband, we always have this joke that when we go out to Chinese, okay, let's do that, but then we know we're going to be starving within a very short time. And it's because it triggers hunger. I knew that just naturally, just from our own experience. It's a joke. Come on, Sanders, tell us. How about you?
Okay, so I have a MSG story.
Let's hear it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sanders.
Hey, hello.
Woo! Ow!
So, do you know Accent? The spice you can buy?
Yeah.
Well, it's not really a spice at all. And this is like years ago. A female friend of mine was making dinner. And she was not a good cook then, and I hear she's still not a good cook now.
Real nice.
So she decided.
Our apologies to that female friend.
She decided to make some baked chicken.
Okay.
And after I have to skip to the end of the story. End of the story, I'm laying on the floor with cramps. I'm just doubled over. She didn't really eat that much. I did. And I'm laying. I'm like, oh my God, I thought I was going to die. I'm like, what did you put in here? If this relationship is over, just tell me. You don't have to kill. What is
poison me?
She's like, I don't know. I added salt and pepper and garlic and this. And I'm like, accent. And I'm like, well, it was brand new.
Oh.
And when I held it, there was almost none left. She's like, I kept putting it on and I couldn't taste it.
Oh,
I kept adding more because I couldn't taste it.
She was so trying to get rid of you.
It was MSG. It's all Axin is monosodium glutamate. So, and you can't eat that stuff. Not like that.
Not know that.
Right, not that kind of concept.
Yeah, we had to go to the hospital and everything. They said anymore, and I have to pump my stomach, but they just kind of gave me some pills to kind of soak stuff up. It was.
Oh my goodness!
It was kind of weird.
Never known that.
So you almost had poisoning from it. Literally.
Yes, from monosodium glutamate. Yes, and she was like,
MSG poisoning.
Oh, I'm like, yeah. So that was a bad night for us.
That's horrible. That's terrible. I do know though that it does trigger hunger only because, like I said, it's like a running joke that you feel bloated and stuffed and you think, oh, that was good. No, it wasn't. It's terrible.
I kept eating the chicken. I'm like, yum 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 yum. So hungry, yum 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 yum.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yum yum yum.
Until you're literally on the floor,
on the
dying.
floor. Yes, chicken bones everywhere. I'm like, oh, you're
terrible.
Yeah.
Oh.
So MSG,
I would have
be
never
careful.
known that.
Well, that poor girl, how embarrassing.
Well, I mean, so then
didn't
I'm
make it.
thinking to myself, that whole Chinese thing is, I guess, I'm apparently not good for you. I
think it depends on maybe authentic versus out to eat. I think that's kind of where the fine line is. When you go out to eat, some of the restaurants, especially chain more, would be.
Well, I'm thinking that is fried. That's not good.
Well, that's
Some
not
of that
good.
stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's where they get that you're hungry an hour later.
That's it.
It's the MSG.
That's it.
It's so loaded with MSG
I
in
did
certain
not
places.
know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the style of cooking. It's the
That's
chemical.
it. And it's not the things necessarily that they're cooking. That's why I think if you were, if you sat down with a Chinese family to eat an authentic Chinese dinner, you would not feel the same way.
Well, how about the lo mein then?
I think it's just more how it's prepared.
The noodles.
I think it's how it's prepared versus what
That's not considered like a pasta, is it?
Yeah, I would
The
think
noodles.
so.
Wow.
I would
That's
assume
crazy.
so. Yeah, I would assume so. I mean, if someone knows, call up. But
Let us
They
know.
said that MSG is a flavor enhancer better known for being added to Chinese food, but may also be found in other foods, including, which I didn't know this, canned veggies, soups, processed
Veggies.
meats, and even beer and ice cream. I did not know this.
I didn't know it was in beer.
I didn't either.
Right here.
That's
It's a
strange.
flavor enhancer.
Healthy
Yeah.
and happy. One animal study from Spanish researchers suggests the chemical triggers a 40% increase in appetite. And according to research published in the journal Obesity, that's where it's published in, people who consume the most MSG are nearly 3 times more likely to be overweight than those who don't eat it at all. The effects of leptin, this is, I guess, a hormone made by fat cells, may be blunted by the damaging effects of MSG on the other side of this. This is crazy.
Well, you just keep eating. You
Right.
eat some.
You feel
eat some
hungry.
More. You feel
Yeah.
hungry.
Yeah.
Do you really feel hungry every time you're eating Chinese?
We do afterwards. We'll feel full while we're
right
eating.
then, yeah, you're like,
and we're
"Oh."
like stuffed full. You know what I mean? But it is. We always
Who wants
happens.
dessert?
And
Yeah.
you want to
This
talk
is
about craving
awesome.
sweets? That it always because of the high salt content. Now again, I'm talking when we get say we're getting takeout or something at a chain kind of place. We will always we leave and boom, it's like. All right, we need something sweet. We need something sweet. And then a little while later, we are hungry.
Now, I do dig my Chinese food.
Oh, I do
So
too.
do I.
I
dig it, yeah.
love
So do I.
But
fried-
it's moderation
fried
what it
rice
comes
and
down
stuff.
to.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
That's why we
Wow.
know it's not very good for us. I mean, again, the food we're getting, we know that the way it's prepared is not very
yeah.
good.
You're being politically correct.
I'm trying to be because it isn't.
Listen, say it like it is.
Yeah, it's the way it's prepared, and we
Right.
know it's bad for us.
Which is why we
only
love
every
it
now and-
sometimes, too.
Which is why you crave that
Yeah.
occasionally. You know, it's just like, ooh, that sounds good. We know it's terrible. All right, let's do it.
Well, I'm still looking for a good Japanese restaurant if anyone knows of one. I lived in Japan for about almost 2 years.
Wow.
And I actually stayed with a family out there. And whenever I go to someone takes me out to like a chop up steak restaurant and Japanese
Have
stuff.
you ever been to the House of Kobe?
Well, I've been to a place like it or that place. People have taken me. They catch like
They do
shrimp
it
on their
right in
heads
front
and
of you,
things
you
like that.
know,
They do tricks.
Can you do that?
I cannot do that.
It's an authentic, the one in Maryville, I don't know. I think
But-
there are more of them, but it is an authentic Japanese steakhouse, and it's delicious.
But eating at a traditional Japanese home versus any place I've ever been
Yes.
is night and day.
I believe
it is
that.
night and
I
day.
think good old home cooking, no matter where
what.
home is,
Yeah.
I think is always
And what
so much
background,
better.
like
yeah,
you were
oh yeah,
saying,
no matter
as you were
where,
just
whether
saying it.
you're talking
Right.
a southern dinner, made versus going out for southern style.
Oh, yeah, you
it's
go out
always
southern, yeah.
different. You know what I mean?
Can you
It's
add a
just
twang to that Southern style?
I have family from
Mama.
Arkansas, so yeah, so I mean, I think it's very, very true. Just, East Coast kind of thing. You go and get, crab, whatever, and then it's just different. So
KB just said everything you guys are talking about, I eat.
me too.
that's
Don't
okay.
realize that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And
it's just
we do it to
moderation.
ourselves. So much.
Come on in, Mary.
Hi, Mary. How are you?
down.
Talking about chicken and eggs, I got thinking about this story. When I was married my first time, well, I've only been married twice. But anyway,
How many
sixth
times?
I
husband.
saw this commercial on TV for shake and bake or something.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
But then another recipe where you took cornflakes.
Okay.
I used to
Yeah.
make chicken, but I've never eaten it. But you took cornflakes and dipped them in milk and then rolled them in
Yeah.
the cornflakes.
yeah. Mhm.
So I thought I'd try it for my husband. I was a young girl,
So sweet.
And so, but my mistake was I had never really had cereal. And I just went to the cornflake aisle and I bought frosted.
Frosted.
Funny.
Oh, mama.
We're not married anymore.
That's awesome.
Bad dinner will end a relationship so quick, so quickly.
I just got thinking about it.
There's the story to the day to wrap up another
That's
great
awesome.
version of Younger
Yeah.
Life. Sanders and Mary for president.
Make sure you don't buy frosted flakes. Yeah, that sweet chicken.
Yeah, that is
Okay,
so
I'm done.
funny.
Yeah, we're both done.
Love you guys.
Thanks for sharing.
Well, that was a great show.
Oh, it is.
There's
I
so
love
much
doing
more in here, too.
So did we get through all the 11?
We didn't get through all of them, but the next one up is sushi rolls. We got about 40
Okay,
seconds.
what's after sushi rolls?
What's after sushi rolls there? Sanders, can you forward it for me, buddy? Let's go to the next one over here. Sushi rolls. By the way, want to remind you, we've got a
We're
whole bunch of
talking
stuff
11
coming
things
your
that
way.
make you crave more food.
Sushi rolls, that they're not good for you. The next one, artificial sweeteners. I didn't realize
Yes, that's why they say diet cola. So, there's controversy over that because those artificial sweeteners, aside from health benefits or
20
whatever,
seconds.
makes you crave more
This
food.
is it.
So.
Kids cereals. We're going to stop there.
All right.
Because we all know that. On behalf of us all at Younger Life, thank you, Sanders, our executive producer.
Join us
I'm
tomorrow.
Rick
We're talking
Federighi.
chair yoga. Chair yoga tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah, and actually demonstration, so you're going to be doing it too.
Rock on, sister.
Thanks.
Bye, Mary Anthony.
Have a good day.
AM 1420, WIMS, Michigan City, a Girard Media Company station.
CBS News. I'm Steve Kaif, and Ted Cruz is making